So episode 3 in our Fit Pro series in terms of scaling your fitness business. If you haven't already watched it, go and watch episode 1 on how to go 0 to 5K, and then also episode 2 in terms of getting your first 10K a month if you're not there yet. Episode 3, this is what to do if you're scaling up to 20K a month. Now, what I want to talk to you about is the danger zone. The danger zone is where I see most coaches. They make between 10 to 14K a month, 10, 15K a month, roughly in that type of range. And they know enough to be a little bit dangerous. And they have a little bit of income and a little bit of freedom. And then what happens, they think they're Billy Big Shit and they start to coast and they don't start to push themselves. And you listening to this may well resonate because you know deep down you have potential to do a lot more. You know deep down you have potential for greatness. You know deep down you're letting down the future self of you, your future family, because you're cutting yourself short right now. Because you making 10 to 15K a month is cool, but you making 20 to 30K a month is even better. Because what's that doing? It's going to give you extra cash you can invest. And essentially what you want to be doing with these businesses and why you want to work your face off from in your 20s, 30s, and even 40s, and why there's such a big opportunity to do this right now, is the sheer fact that if you put in the work right now and you put this extra cash you have into investments, it compounds over a period of time. So you can actually have the choice of not to work in 10 years' time. You can have the choice to actually do what you want. You can have the choice to actually schedule this business in a way that you actually have the freedom you want. And the biggest thing we help our clients do is, 1, is create impact and income, and 2 is actually create freedom. So they don't have like the golden handcuffs, they have to work 1,000 hours every single week. And why most coaches get stuck in that 10K a month range is because they're scared of one very simple thing: hiring and delegation. Those two. The reason for that is because you have a skill deficiency or you have a problem with your belief system, either around money or around people. Now, one of the most important things you have to do if you're looking to grow is understand you cannot do everything yourself. And hands up, I was the worst for this when I was scaling my fitness business. I remember 2019, I maybe had 200 plus coaching clients myself. It was insanity. And I hear coaches now moan about having 30. I'm like, dude, the reality is you actually just have to play the game smart. And what you actually need is manpower at certain points. So there's certain things you want to be starting to delegate off around 10, 12, 14K a month as you're looking to get to 20. Number 1, and this is where a lot of coaches have a limited belief, is fulfillment. You want to start pulling yourself out of this. And I give a great example. I listened to this from Gary Vaynerchuk the other day and I thought, shit, this is so good. He's like, if you want to scale your business really, 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 really fast, you want to spend 50% of your time not with your customers, but with your team. Why? Because what you can do is you can clone yourself into other people. You can teach them the skills you have. You can teach them your belief system. You can teach them the vision of where you want to take this and why. And that's the important thing you really need to drive into these individuals who come and work with you. But the reason you're afraid to hire people is A, you don't know how. B, is you're scared to invest the money. Potentially because you're spunking too much out of the business, which I see a lot of fitness coaches. They're driving around in a Range Rover, but they've got fucking 200 quid in the bank account. Like, you have to actually invest in the business to grow it. And essentially, one of the things they're afraid of is also having like expenses, which is a limiting belief. That's playing small. And if you play small, you will never win. Like, the reality of what I want you to think about is that you only have to win once. And this is why business is so good. Like, you just keep swinging, and once you hit the ball and you hit the fucking home run, you like game over. Like, you only have to get rich once. Like, so the reality is you have to play to win and not play on defense. Now, by playing to win, you need to focus firstly on marketing. Marketing is offense, not defense. So when you're looking to hire, the first people I would look to hire would be coaches, and the second would be like DM setters or someone to help from a lead generation perspective and content. Because what comes first is going to have the highest amount of leverage throughout the business. So traffic and lead generation. Now, up from that, you are going to have to take sales calls. I would recommend you take sales calls probably to 40, 50K a month, which we can talk about in a later episode. But the big thing you need to focus on right now is getting the right people in the right place and learning the fundamentals firstly and how to pay them correctly, because you want to have that structured right as the business scales. I have seen some horrid advice from business coaches who've never run a fitness business and never run a fitness business scale with how employees are getting paid and how people aren't actually incentivized to do a good job. Now, the reality I want you to think about is that if you want people to do a good job in your business, you should do this very simple thing. You should financially incentivize them for the outcome you want. So that would be in terms of doing maybe the amount of client referrals you get, the client check-ins you get, that type of framework. That's really what you want to have dialed in to then try and take your business to the next level, because that's when you can have multiple versions of you who are being proactive to scale. Now, the other reason why most people are stuck in that 10, 12, 14K a month range is very simply this. They're not charging enough. You're either charging monthly, which is the quickest way to not make any money, or you're charging low prices. The minimum I'd recommend you do from a pricing model, you ideally charge upfront 6 or 12 months. So £2,000 for 6 months or dollars, £3,000 for a year. Why would I structure it like that? Because the whole year looks like a discount. You're like getting 50% off. So it looks a good deal. But then I get coaches who are like, oh, I want monthly recurring revenue. Do you know what's more powerful than monthly recurring revenue? Money in your bank account, already been paid. Because there's something critical in business. It's called at-risk revenue. And that's the revenue that you've contracted from signing a client up that hasn't been paid yet. So money paid now is more powerful than money paid later. Second reason why for that is you can take that money and deploy it into your business on ads, on traffic, on team members to scale faster. And essentially, these are the core systems we help trainers in seven-figure scaling systems to utilize so that business grows exponentially and very quickly. I would say our actual speciality is really generally blowing trainers' business up from like 10, 12K a month to say 30 to 40K a month within 3-4 months when they first come to us. Because I see the same problems over and over again. And we have a blueprint that we literally plug into your business with our own team for our own seven-figure fitness business that will help you execute this. And I want to explain to you right now, the biggest tax you're paying is ignorance tax. And I give an example, one of our clients, Ollie Roder, we filmed a great podcast with him, which we'll drop in the show notes below. He came to us, he was making 12 to 14K a month. I remember I had a call with him about joining our program 12 months beforehand, and he was fanning around in Marbella, and I was incredibly frustrated with him because I could see he was going to crush. I actually spoke to him yesterday, and he's on track to potentially do an £80,000 month. £80,000 for 12 to 14. And that's in maybe 9 months. And this is where you playing small is jeopardizing your future. So the biggest message I want to give you is you actually need to play a bigger game and not be afraid. Because the biggest reason you don't have what you want is fear. And an expression from the author Joseph Campbell I love, which is, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. So whatever you're afraid to do, you need to go and do. The content you're afraid to make is content you need to make. The mastermind, the mentor you're afraid to ask for help from or pay is the thing you need to do. Because on your other side of fear and other side of the pain is the biggest potential for growth you have. And the reason you're stuck where you are right now is because you're not willing to make a change. And that's where that saying from Albert Einstein comes, is that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expect to get a different result. And it's like the trainers I see are posting these terrible like graphic posts made on Canva, like was pushed around in 2020, and they're expecting to get loads of clients come through. It's like, dude, that does not work in 2025. And that's where you have to upgrade your mindset to then upgrade your business. Because the reason you're not making the money you want is you don't have the skill set, you don't have the mindset yet. But that is your own conscious choice. And if you want to learn the actual blueprint that we've used in our own multi-7-figure fitness business, that we helped hundreds and hundreds of trainers scale their business, if you hit the link below this podcast, we can actually walk through you on a call with one of our team exactly how we can do that for you. We will show you how we use paid advertising, how we use LinkedIn, how we hire the best team members from all over the world, from places like South Africa, Eastern Europe, for $5 an hour. Is your time worth more than $5 an hour? Yes. But yet you're probably spending hours and hours buried doing check-ins and DM messages and fucking hating your life. And if that's your daily situation right now, this is your opportunity to change. And you can hit that link below and we'll walk you through this entire process. And we think you're a good fit to help you. We'll have an honest conversation about what that could potentially look like. And in the next video coming up, we're going to be talking about how to scale your business up to break the $50,000 a month barrier, which is where very few coaches get to that level, but you could be the one.